Welcome back. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, it's really simple, 786-322-1105. You see it right under there, 786-322-1105 on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. We thank Bobby Nunez and all the great people at Nunez Law, proud sponsors of our program. Let's see what else. One guy says Hunt should go to the CFL. I think he's done with the NFL. What a waste of talent. Yeah. What are you going to do? Flip side fishing. Morning, Big O. Almost won a fishing contest this weekend. All right. Almost, huh? Not bad. I want Mahomes in Miami. Yeah, well, everybody wants a Mahomes in Miami. Well, he was in Miami. It was just not for your team last night. Wanted to see Reed carried off. Madden was. Yeah, that would have taken a couple of strong men to do that, to carry Mr. Reed off the field. But hey, stranger things have happened, right? I get it. Yeah, that would have been fun if they would have carried Andy off. Now, after 4 quarters of football, I don't know if they had the energy to do that. That's the thing. That's where it gets. That's where it gets a little tricky. You know what I'm saying? 4 quarters of football, you might be a little tired, that kind of stuff. The penalties. Let's not get into any of these silly controversies, all right? San Fran lost fair and square. George Kittle, he clearly pushed off and got the separation with that arm. So if anybody wants to bring this up and say that, that they got away with a penalty. They did not. Okay? George Kittle, that was a penalty.
As a receiver, when you fully extend your arm, it is so obvious.
No, but that's how he got the separation.
Yeah. And it was so – here, Kyle Rudolph should have got penalized in that New Orleans.
Yes.
Because it's a full –
yes.
When your arm goes fully extended,
yes.
It's so clear.
Yes, no doubt about it. And look, it's the only way he gets that separation is with that arm. Now, what I was thinking about Kittle is what he has to do in that position is use your body as the shield. So when the ball is coming, you have to have your back behind and try to square up your back to the defender, so he has to go over you in order to get the ball. And what you do is
almost positioning for a rebound.
Right.
Boxing the guy out.
And if you want, you can actually slow down a little bit so he backs into you, and then you leave the ball over the top, and then you can catch it. That's part of body positioning and things like that. And that's what he should have focused on, because he's a big enough body. He's long enough that he could have done that and separate himself. But because you use the arm to then get that separation, it was an easy call. The first one, he would have gotten away with it because he didn't kind of extend his arm. He kind of was like, they were kind of both hand fighting there at that moment. But then when he used that second time, the arm, that forearm locked in, that elbow locked in, and then it gave him the space he needed to make an easy catch. He should have used his body. And Shanahan, he can complain all he wants and bitch and all that. That was a great call. That was the right call at that moment. The Damian Williams one, that's one that we could actually have a discussion about, right? But the problem was it was so close that you couldn't overturn it one way or the other. You really couldn't tell because it kind of looked like the ball had crossed the plane of the goal just as he was stepping out of bounds. So it looked like a legitimate touchdown by those standards that they have in the NFL. And if there's any San Francisco fans that are pointing fingers at that stuff and actually using that as an excuse, that's crazy. It's ridiculous. It's sore loser talk is what it is. That's all. Nothing more, nothing less. But the penalties had nothing to do with why you lost. San Francisco lost because their coach mismanaged that game and did not run the ball when he was supposed to. They lost because Jimmy Garoppolo didn't make certain throws when he needed to make them. And that deep ball to Emmanuel Sanders, you got to hit that one, dude.
That's the game. That's the game.
The guy was open. You cannot miss that shot. There are certain windows of opportunity in a game. And I know it's a cliche that coaches have said over the years, but damn, it's so right. The game always comes down to a couple plays. And you could go back and look at them and say, okay, if we made these plays, we would have won this game. And Jimmy Garoppolo can lay there at night and bang as many porn stars as he wants, but he's going to regret that he missed that shot to Emmanuel Sanders. He's going to hate that he threw the interception when he should have taken that sack or thrown it away. And he knew right away that he shouldn't have made that throw as he was getting hit. But those are mistakes that you make in this game. And whether it's Shanahan, whether it's Garoppolo, there's plenty to blame on the San Francisco side. Don't blame the penalties. The penalties have nothing to do with any of this. All right? Let me tell you about Murias Dental. I'm wearing my Invisaligns right now, baby. Love my Invisaligns. And let me tell you, they are a proud sponsor of our program. If you're looking for a great dentist, you're looking to clean your teeth, root canal, cavities, Invisalign implants. I wanted to straighten out my teeth. You can do it too. Come on, let's get a better smile for 2020, a healthier life with a better smile. 305-821-0231. State-of-the-art equipment. Like I've told you, if you're going to get an implant there, if you're going to get a crown, they make it right there on the spot. You don't leave with temporaries or anything, come back a couple of weeks later and you got to hang around with a temporary. That doesn't happen at Murias Dental. They have a machine there that makes the implant right there and then. The crown right there and then. It's really amazing. In minutes, and you're out the door. You don't have to take another day off from work to go to the dentist. How beautiful is that? Murias Dental, they look out for you. 305-821-0231 or go online to muriasdental.com. All right, let me tell you. The other thing that I want to get into a little bit, did you see the Super Bowl commercials? Now, the Super Bowl commercials overall sucked, right? Let's be honest. They were full of stars. Are you that gullible of a consumer that just because this star, that star is in it? They had 4,000 stars in so many of these commercials, and they were terrible. I loved the Lil Nas X and Sam Elliott commercial, the Groundhog Day commercial. I think there might have been another one. Let me see. I might have written it down.
The one of Lexus, when the chick throws the brick out the window.
Oh, yes. Alexa.
Alexa. And
Alexa,
then
yes.
they're out the west. And,
yes.
Play me a song.
Yeah.
Play me another song.
Yeah. What did people do before Alexa? It was Ellen. Ellen and her wife talk, or girlfriend. I don't know if it's right. Didn't she get a divorce and now she's with another? I don't know. Whatever it is. So yes, that one actually was pretty good, and I did love the NFL 100 promo to start the Super Bowl with the kids and the football. That was freaking awesome. That was free. But in general, most of the commercials were absolutely horrible. It was the worst year of commercials, and it's gotten to a point that, I mean, look, there's no creativity in Hollywood as it is, right? They've got to remake Charmed, and they've got to remake MacGyver, and they've got to remake everything because we have no creativity, so let's bring back Hawaii Five-0. You know what I mean? And that's everything about Hollywood. The music industry, they're all stealing hooks and music from the past because they're not very talented in making their own music nowadays and their own marks. because they can't make hooks that are going to be stolen from them 20, 30 years from now. So let's keep stealing the stuff from the past. There is so little creativity in today's world. And then again, maybe everything's done. I don't know. It's that much harder. But this was the worst set of commercials overall. Those years back, a while back, where you were constantly laughing at the different commercials, there was a time where it was one of those things that you even look forward to it. You can't say that the last couple of years that you look forward to the commercials because there's way too many misses. I mean, way too many misses. A lot of horrible commercials last night. Really, really bad. Let's see what we got here. The Madden curse was broken. Big O, remember the epic Terry Tate, the officer linebacker commercial? Oh, yeah, I remember that. Sup, everyone. Fin fan for life, and I'll trade all 14 picks for Mahomes. Mahomes is in a good situation. Great quarterbacks perform in great situations. We only have 2 good players on offense besides Fitzpatrick. Our offense isn't built enough for a quarterback to perform elite. Yes, I would agree with that at the moment. Let's see. What else do we have? Mahomes can make any team be Super Bowl contender. Any team. No, I don't believe that. No. If he doesn't have the right people around him, he's not going to be able to do that. You don't have the line. A Tyreek Hill helps a lot. Andy Reid helps a ton. Should have what's up dudes every Super Bowl. Those commercials put me to sleep. They were meh. Keep commercial was funny. Keep commercial. What's the Keep commercial? Or is that Jeep? Was it a Jeep? What Jeep commercial was it?
Well, Groundhog Day was the Jeep commercial.
Oh, that's the Jeep commercial. Groundhog. Okay, yes. See, that's the problem. Some of these commercials, I don't even remember what the product is. It's like a funny commercial, and then
that's Bill Murray and the Groundhog.
Sometimes the commercial would end. My wife would look at me and go, "Hey, what was that commercial about?" And then I'd like rewind and go, "Okay, there it is."
Bill Murray snatching the groundhog from Brian Doyle Murray and jumping in and oh, it's a Jeep.
Yes,
not the.
Yes.
What was it? A Chevy truck, I guess.
Yes,
the original.
I guess.
I think it was a Chevy truck, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
That's that one was good. The groundhog.
All excited because you got a Jeep to drive.
The groundhog one was good. I didn't understand the baby peanut one. Does that mean they're selling baby peanuts? Is there such thing as a baby peanut? What the hell was that baby peanut commercial? It was a terrible commercial. Really bad commercial. And then the avocado one. Man, that was a terrible commercial. There were a lot of bad commercials yesterday. It's one of those moments that you kind of almost wish that you were watching the Super Bowl in delay so you can speed through those commercials, because most of them were torturous. And here's the other thing. I'd love to be a fly on the room to hear the marketing meeting, and then they all say, "Oh, yeah, that commercial's great." Like, what the hell are you watching? And these CEOs in these companies, they cannot be happy with these commercials. There's no way. That doesn't make any sense whatsoever, that they would be happy with the commercials. Right? As bad as they were, oh, God. I'm trying to remember some of the other bad ones that I saw yesterday. I mean, there were some really, really, really bad ones. And it was, what was the one with Missy Elliott? That was a terrible one, too. Was that the Pepsi one? That it's like Pepsi whatever, and then the other, not that it was a bad commercial, but the Coke Energy one, with Jonah Hill. Although I will say this.
It had Martin in it.
I kind of want to try now Coke Energy drink.
I was all over that. I'm like I got to get that.
I got to try it because I want to try the Coke Energy thing. I got to try it.
Now, my question
that
is,
I will try.
In the old days, Jolt Cola.
Yes,
you remember?
Of course.
Twice or 3 times the sugar, 3 times the caffeine
and all that. Yes, it's still around, I think, right?
There are a few places, mom and pop type joints that, yes, you will find Jolt Cola.
Yeah,
It's
I think it's still
incredible.
there. But I gotta try that Coke one. But it was, again, nothing. Nothing. It did nothing for me. There was so many bad commercials. And it looked like, okay, if we just put a bunch of stars, you'll buy it. And that's it. Meanwhile, here I am. I'm going to get the Coke energy drink. Although there weren't a bunch of stars in that one. It was just like 2 stars, right? It was Jonah, and what party was he going to?
Martin. It's
Oh,
Martin
it was Martin.
Scorsese.
It was Martin Scorsese. Exactly. That's right. Right. Dougie Fresh says, oh, they should let Flores do Super Bowl commercials. He would get no-name actors and bring the house down. I like it. The Progressive commercial was better. Which was the Progressive commercial? I don't remember a good Progressive commercial.
I got to say, I'm over here cutting up the halftime.
Oh, so the baby peanut is a playoff baby Yoda. Okay. I see.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
All right. Whatever. It was bad. It was terrible. I couldn't go with that.
I'm over here cutting up the halftime thing, okay, to put up on the pod. You know what's a halftime show that everybody forgets, and it is the best? Sorry. 2001 U2.
Yeah, it's great.
It is probably the best.
Kiss.
Sorry.
Kiss was fantastic. I saw Kiss live. It's great. So a lot of them that were really good. But that's when they actually bring like, legendary acts. It would help. Hey, let's bring a band that sold 100 million albums. Why not? That kind of stuff. So, yeah. But Super Bowl commercials, overall, they were absolutely terrible. They were unwatchable at times. That I have to say. All right, 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the program. I did go see some music on Saturday. I went to go see the Zac Brown cover band. Now, is that what that's how I'm going to call them from now on, the Zac Brown cover band. They're a good band. They sound really, really good. But I got to tell you something. Their covers are better than their original music. Sorry. I saw Zac Brown at the BB&T Center. Good show. But I have to say, I was way more impressed with their covers than I was with their own music. And maybe that's why they do a lot of covers, because they do a lot of covers. I mean, the Bohemian Rhapsody one was actually pretty good. That one was kind of trippy. They threw me off when they did Bohemian Rhapsody. Kashmir and some of the other ones. All right, I know about those. It threw me off on Bohemian Rhapsody, and Zach did a really good job with it. Nobody's going to sing at the pitch of, obviously, Freddie Mercury. But still, it was good, man. It was good. I'll give it to him. I don't know who was there. Any of you that were there on Saturday night. They sounded good, don't get me wrong. Their music sounds good. But I wasn't that impressed with their own music. It really didn't do much for me. I got to tell you. Their covers, that I really, really enjoyed. I wonder if anybody out there who is, let's say, not a Zac Brown fanatic, because I would imagine that if you're a Zac Brown fanatic, you probably love his personal music. But if you had never seen Zac Brown and you went to that concert on Saturday, how did you react to it? On Zac Brown? I'll tell you this. I'd rather go to Zac Brown than Guns N' Roses. Did you see that? Guns N' Roses? You're Guns N' Roses. Did you see it?
No, I didn't. I didn't hear anything about it.
Of course not, because you're the worst person ever when it comes to communications and social media. I sent you the damn video. Anyway, give me some juice here. Here is Axl Rose at the AAA on Friday night. Okay? I don't know how many of you went to Guns N' Roses on Friday night, but you got ripped off.
That was really bad. That was really, really bad.
People paid $300, $400,
I was gonna
$500
say,
for this. Did he lose his voice? I saw him twice as Guns N' Roses. I saw him do AC/DC. He sounded phenomenal. Awesome. Every one of you that went to the AAA on Friday night, you got ripped off. There's no meanness,
He's not even trying.
Yeah.
He's not even trying.
Yeah. I saw that on Instagram. New York City Dave, who follows me on Instagram, good dude overall, by the way. I've met him a couple times. And he posted that video, and he was like, what the? And I saw that, and I was like, oh, my God. People paid a lot of money.
Bro,
I was going to go to that concert.
It was $250 for nosebleeds.
Yeah, we wanted to go to that concert. Me, Bill, and Greep wanted to go to that concert badly. But when we saw the prices, we're like, forget it, dude. This is Super Bowl ridiculous prices. So they're getting the people that are coming into town, and they're willing to spend a whole bunch because they're on vacation or whatever. I was like, man, thank the Lord I saw them twice in the last year and a half. And I saw Axl 3 times because I saw him with AC/DC. All 3 were exceptional. I mean, he sounded like he sounded in the 80s and 90s. His voice was impeccable. Yeah, that night on Friday, I want to hear from you folks. Any of you out there that went to that concert? Are you kidding me? Wow.
The people that you find.
There's like
no
not edge.
Even trying to keep the
there's no
tempo
Axl, right?
of the song.
And there's no Axl edge to the voice. He's just kind of like he's David Lee Rothing it.
Yes, talking it.
Yeah,
he is talking it.
He is Vince Nealing it. Because now when you go see Vince Neil and David Lee Roth, that's how they sing their songs. Because they can't sing, so they have to do it that way. Now this was their first show in months. I don't know if his voice wasn't in a groove or something. I have no idea. All I do know is if you went to Guns N' Roses, you have to still be pissed right now. You have to be furious. You know what you feel like? You're going to laugh at this. You're going to feel like I feel when I saw New Order at the James L. Knight Center back in 1988. That's how bad it is that I still remember the year, the venue, and the fact the bastards did 50 minutes and walked off stage. Pissed me off. And we paid a good amount of money for those tickets in those days. I want to say it was like $50, $70 ticket or something in those days. I think it was like 55 or 60 actually, now that I remember each ticket. And in 1988, that's a hell of a ticket, bro. That's a lot of money in those days.
Yeah, because we were probably going and seeing like
$15, $20.
We were seeing like Quiet Riot open up for Iron Maiden for $25.
But remember, think about it. New Order, James L. Knight. In 1988. They are a monster band at that time that could play arenas, and they went to the James L. Knight Center, so they charged more. And that's why. And dude, I was so furious.
50 minutes?
50 minutes, dude. I To this day, I'm still pissed about that concert. Kind of like, the Canes in 86 Fiesta Bowl that I have not recovered. Same thing. I would be that person for Friday night if that's the Axel I saw. I can't believe that. I can't believe that. Michael says, glad I didn't go. That's Guns N' Roses? Are we sure that's someone during karaoke? It's the video's there. I mean, it's the video. I got that audio off the video watching Guns N' Roses. Oh, man. The Tide laundry detergent was dumb, too. Yes, that was bad. That was bad. Most of the commercials were terrible. Really. There were only a couple, maybe 3 or 4, no more than that in the entire show that were actually good. Outside of that, they were bad. But yeah, that Guns N' Roses. Oh, and by the way, Guns N' Roses has announced a summer tour, a 19-date tour. And no, they're not coming here. But that's because they just did their bad performance here. So we will now get to see them perform in other places and see if his voice is back on track. So then we can go up August 15th to Tampa and see them if he's sounding good.
Because they're not coming here, obviously.
No. Yeah, but they did yesterday. I mean, on Friday. So that's probably why they're not coming.
It would have probably been better off the way that sounded. Not.
Oh no, God! If that's the case, wow. I mean, that is crazy. Eric Echevarria saying the Big O Show. Yes, thank you, sir. Appreciate all of you tuning in. We love you for it and supporting us and chiming in on the chat board. So, yeah, Zac Brown cover band and Guns N' Roses this weekend. That was part of the deal. All right, let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. Give me 2 minutes to rest the vocals. We did a nice half hour here. We'll give you another half hour coming up of sports talk. I got a bunch of things I want to talk about Super Bowl wise. I want to get into a little Andy Reid. I want to get into also a little Pat Mahomes talk. I got some NFL news that I want to get to that I think is kind of ridiculous also on the program. Let's see, what else do we have? Oh, I have a sex story that is really, really juicy. I got some more music news, too, that I want to talk about. So we got a bunch of things here on the program. Let's do this. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back on the other side. If you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line, 786-322-1105. You can reach out to us anytime you're listening to the show, podcast, anytime, 786-322-1105. We'll take a break. Back with more right here on The Big O Show. We are back. We got an interesting story developing in the NFL. Well, I already went through this crap, right? We already ripped Pro Football Talk and any other idiot that thought Tom Brady would come to Miami, right? We already did that ass, right? I mean, that's just one of the dumbest stories out there, all right? And I told you on Friday it was a stupid-ass story. And then by Saturday, it was already squashed by the owner, Stephen Ross. Nice job by you, Stephen, right? That was the other. It was like, why would he come here? We're rebuilding. Why would you write that story? Oh, because you want to just write a whole bunch of crap, and then some of it will stick. It's kind of what they do on that website a lot. So, it's so obvious. And now the news story is that the Raiders and the Chargers may go after Tom Brady. Think about how ridiculous of a story that is. Okay? So you have worked for Bob Kraft your entire life. Now you're going to work for Mark Bullcut Davis or Dean Cheap Ass Ridiculous Spanos? Come on, man. You're going to work for an organization in the Chargers that is run by an absolute clown that is hated? You're going to work for Al Davis and John Gruden? Come on, man. Can we get more ridiculous? I think Tom Brady would end up retiring than playing for those clowns. Look, I've told you this, and I've said it from the get-go. This is a power play from Tom Brady against Belichick, trying to make sure he gets what he wants in order to come back to the Patriots. And you saw the story already came out. I think it was Tom Curran over in Boston that he reported that they're at least willing, that the Patriots are willing to pay him $30+ million a year. So that's the owner. And the owner's the one that's going to, the owner loves Tom Brady. The owner's the one that told Belichick, go trade Garoppolo. And they got rid of Garoppolo, and that was a power move by Brady. And they're going to deal with the power move now because this is the all-time great quarterback. He brought you 6 titles. Kraft is not going to crap on him. He can't allow Belichick to do what he's done to everybody else, that when he's ready to get off the gravy train, he does it. And maybe Belichick is ready to get off of it because he wants to start a new gravy train, if he finds it. But the idea that Tom Brady would leave the Patriots to go to the Raiders, wow, is that a joke? Why would he want to play for those clowns? They're not a good franchise. They're not on the brink of a Super Bowl with Tom Brady. Come on, man. And the Chargers have a nice team, but give me a break. It's a terrible franchise. They have no attendance. I get it. You signed Tom Brady. That should change. It'll pack the stadium and all that other stuff, and who knows? It just makes no sense whatsoever. After you've been associated with that franchise this long, and that they do things the right way, you're going to go to 2 franchises that are constant screw-ups. These are things to me that they get reported, and I don't understand where the hell it's coming from. Is it just somebody that pulls crap out of their ass? Hey, you know what? Tom Brady in Miami makes a lot of sense. It's in the division, and they have Brian Flores. That was their reasoning. It's in the division, and they have Brian Flores. Forget the fact that they don't have a football team. But no, it's in the division, and they have Brian Flores. So Tom Brady's going to go to a team that has no talent. And in one off season, they'll fix the line, the defense, the running game, everything. Hilarious. Hilarious. And he's going to play for the Raiders. Come on, man. Now, it does make sense on the Raiders side. That's where the story's very believable that the Raiders would go after him because John Gruden loves old players. He loves making his team old. So that I can see him going after a 42-year-old quarterback. But will the 42-year-old going to be 43 when next season starts? Will the 43-year-old quarterback want to play for this guy and that owner? No. No, I just don't see that. So Giselle and the kids are supposed to pack up and move to Las Vegas. No, man. I just don't see that. To me, again, that's another story. The Dolphin story, made no sense whatsoever. And thank you, Stephen Ross. But this one, come on. He'll go back to the Patriots. I'm telling you, if the Colts, to a lesser extent, but really the Bears and the Titans, if they want to be Super Bowl contenders, those are the 2 teams that should be going after Brady. Okay? That's what should be happening. That would make all the sense in the world. Get Brady, and the Titans are a Super Bowl contender. Get Brady, Bears are, well, Bears, get Brady and a couple of offensive linemen. Draft one, sign another, and then I think you're ready to go. But you'll have to invest some money on that line. That's the only thing the Bears actually need. That's it. I love when they come up with these funky stories, man. NFL DFS Playback TV says Colts should call Brady. Yeah. They need a little more, but that would definitely be one. That would be the third place team out of those three. I think the Bears and the Titans are closer than the Colts, but there's no doubt that the Colts are a pretty good one too. Well, no, but you put Saints too. Now, the Saints have Breeze. They're going to bring Breeze back, and they've got the plan with Taysom Hill. So they have their guy for now, and they view Taysom Hill as the future, actually. So that I don't think is a logical one for Tom Brady. 786-322-1105. That's 786-322-1105 if you want to get in on the accidentlawfirm.com text line. As I get a text from a friend of mine that says Susanna Hoffs, and then has pictures with bulging eyes coming out. She's a great follow on Instagram. Her natural beauty is just one of those things that I find like incredibly attractive. Not somewhat attractive, incredibly attractive. Okay? Super, super smoking hot. That's the only way I can describe Susanna Hoffs. Just smoking hot. One of the things that I wanted to talk about a little, throw in a little bit more music talk here to all of this. Now, you saw the story of Metallica. They are performing at Rockville, and as you know, Bill plays the Rockville commercials in every break, pretty much. And we're going to Rockville. We're going to be out there having some fun. We'll be covering it for 3 days.
You got to appease the masses, man.
Yeah, we're going to be giving away tickets and all of that. We're going to be giving away passes, on that. Now, do you know what Metallica is doing besides Rockville? Because this is interesting, okay? So Metallica will headline 5 major American festivals this year, all of which are produced by Danny Wimmer Presents. I got to try to get Danny back on again. Danny and I, we struck up a really good relationship. He's a really cool dude. The events, by the way, listen to this, are the epicenter. Welcome to Rockville, Sonic Temple Music plus Arts, Louder Than Life, and Aftershock. Those are the 5 festivals that they're going to be performing in. The band will play 2 separate headlining sets at each stop with a unique set list for each performance, resulting in 10 different shows. If you're a Metallica freak.
So where are all these festivals and when are we going?
Yeah, right. Epicenter, Welcome to Rockville, Sonic Temple Music and Arts, Louder Than Life, and Aftershock. You'll have to look them up. Okay? I think Louder Than Life is the one in Oklahoma, I want to say. Not sure. But those 5, they're going to be doing 10 different sets. How freaking cool is that? That is awesome. Now, The other thing is, these shows, by the way, will be Metallica's only U.S. festival appearances of 2020. The quartet will play on Friday and Sunday night at each event. Hetfield, by the way, was just released recently from his rehab facility, and he spoke at the Peterson's Automotive Museum, and he has an event called Reclaimed Rust. It's the James Hetfield collection, which was open to the public in L.A., and you can see the entire 45-minute chat. They've got it there. If you go to blabbermouth.net, you'll be able to check it out. But he was asked what you can expect from their next studio album. He says, that's a great question. We don't know right now. I'm sitting in Peterson's museum, and I don't know what's going to happen next. That's the beauty of this. We'll sit down and figure out what works best for us. Whatever is coming up, we don't know, and we kind of thrive off the fear of the unknown a bit and being scared just enough to feel alive. During the interview, he also reflected on his early years aspiring musician in L.A. Listen to this. This is pretty cool. He goes, I wanted to be in a band. I just knew it. It was going to happen, and I was going to make it happen. And I started playing with some friends, local friends, in a band called Obsession. And we played cover songs at school parties. And from there on, I moved on. I hung out with people who were a little better than me. That's how I learned to get a little better. I just knew that's what I wanted to do, and I was going to do it at any cost. In the 80s, LA guitar players everywhere, everyone wanted to be Van Halen. There was a million guitar players, he continued. Every band was looking for a singer. Singer needed, singer wanted. So I sold my guitar, sold my amp, bought a PA and a mic, and I wanted to be a singer. That was the next goal. And then when I met Lars, again, I told him, I'm not playing guitar anymore. I'm just singing. He was like, well, look for a guitar player, man. Then we couldn't find a guitar player that we liked. So I went back to playing the guitar. We just looked for a singer now. And then no one could sing like what we wanted. So I said, okay, I'll sing until we find a singer. It just became out of necessity. There was a need. It was challenging me to do it, but I pushed through it and I got a lot of support. And a lot of people said, this is cool. You don't need a front man running around. Why don't you do that? And that's how it kind of stuck. So people around me gave me the confidence to grow into that. So he kind of became the de facto singer. He kind of became the de facto guitar player. And then he kind of became the front man singer guitar player when it's all said and done. And this happens a lot in bands, that they can't find the guy that makes, or woman that produces the sound they want, right? And the other day I had an interview with the Black Moods the other day, and this was not the other day, but like 2 months ago, and the guitarist was the same thing. He was telling me, man, we can't find a rhythm guitarist that will play the way we want, so I have to play lead and rhythm. And bands will do that. But that's pretty interesting. And if you're a Metallica fan, I got to tell you that if you have the money to do that and go to those 5 festivals, I would do it in a heartbeat. Any Metallica nutbag would love to go because you're headlining, so you know you're going to see a full set. You're going to see 10 different full sets. That's pretty cool. You know how many different songs when it's all said and done? You'll walk away from those 10 shows and those 5 concerts saying, all right, I whatever song you wanted to hear from Metallica, you probably heard it live in those 10 sets. It's pretty cool. I saw that story and I was like, damn, that's pretty freaking cool what they're going to do. I love that, man. Metallica. 10 different sets in 5 different festivals. It's pretty awesome.
The fact that they're coming out and, saying it, letting you know, the Maniac Metallica fans are going to try to achieve all 10.
Why not? I would.
But it's kind of cool that they're letting you know straight up, this is what we're doing.
This is cool.
Because normally bands don't come out and do that.
Yeah. And you also have to think, how long do they go? You know what I mean? Because this is not the kind of band that will be doing this like the Stones into their 60s and 70s. you probably will not be able to sound and play like this much longer. So that's something that you have to take into account with these guys and take advantage and go see them whenever you can if you're a Metallica fan. These are things you have to appreciate because
That's a really sucky thought.
I
man,
know, but it's the reality.
There's going to be deterioration.
Yeah, and by the way, James Hetfield has had some personal demons that he's dealing with, and I hope that he's overcome it. But this is not the first time he's gone to rehab. It's not the first time he's had a setback, and you don't know if he has another setback, if that ends up costing him his career. And this is why. When people tell me, well, you saw him already once, why do you want to see him again? Well, this is why. Because then the next time they can't come around ever again, you had a shot, you will regret it. Like when I traveled to New York a couple years ago to see Tom Petty and others, but Tom Petty ends up passing away a couple months later. And, that was my last time seeing Petty. And I was so happy that I was able to see him before he passed away. And here's a man that had his own demons too. So if you are a Monster fan, I would suggest you go see a couple of those shows. Definitely the one in Daytona you want to see, at least if you're in the Florida area. That's for damn sure. That's when you for sure want to see. Heat are back in action tonight. They did beat up the Magic. They controlled that game the other night, which was great, 102-89. Butler had 24 points. Myers Leonard was awesome with 18 and 14 rebounds. Tyler had 23 points on 6 of 10 shooting from three-point range. They controlled that game from the beginning to the end. It's nice to see them treat Orlando the way they're supposed to be treated in the last 2 games. I don't know what happened, but maybe they got the message one way or another, but they played against Orlando the way they're supposed to play against Orlando. Okay? You're supposed to bitch slap them and walk the hell out. And that's exactly what they did. So good stuff. Now they take on Philadelphia at 7:30. That should be one hell of a game tonight. Can't wait for that. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch that game. And that was cool that last night I didn't have to deal with the Heat game because I kind of just wanted – well, yesterday I did 4 hours or 3.5 hours on Sirius right before the game, and then I watched the game and watched pretty much the post-game press conferences, then went to sleep. But I didn't have to deal with the Heat game yesterday early in the day or anything like that. I'm glad that, okay, Super Bowl's over. Tonight I get to focus in. The only thing that sucks – is that it's Heat and Panthers tonight. So now you got both games going on, and and I will say this. On one side, the Heat are what they are. They're a pretty decent team. The Panthers, I don't know what they are, man. And they give me no confidence whatsoever. They got spanked on Saturday night by the Montreal Canadiens 4-0. Canadiens dominated that game. Tonight they're back in action. Remember, we told you we're going to find out a lot about them now on this road trip. They're at Toronto. And Tuesday, there's a back-to-back. They're in Columbus. Thursday, they take on Vegas here at the BB&T Center. Saturday, they take on Pittsburgh. Monday at Philadelphia. And Tuesday at the Devils. It's a hell of a stretch right now going on for the Panthers. So we'll see what they are at this point, because I know that they've won and they were on a nice little roll before the defeat the other night. But one of the things that I'm not that impressed is there are a lot of bad teams that they beat during that stretch. And that's why I'm not buying them yet at this point. So we got Panthers tonight taking on Toronto, and we got the Heat taking on the Philadelphia 76ers. So, unfortunately, we've got both of them at the same time. But, man. Yeah, I know. It happens a lot. Big O, what's the status for Winslow? Is his back better? I have no idea, but he's not playing. That's for sure. I mean, the one thing that you have to now learn about Winslow is he's unreliable. That's all. Somebody, I think it might have been Fernandez, maybe Chang. I forgot which one posted something about an update on Winslow's back and this and that. And I said, well, you can't count on someone whose body is unreliable or fragile. And unfortunately, that's what Justice Winslow is. You can't trust Justice Winslow. That's it. It's over already for Justice Winslow. Until proven otherwise, he cannot be ever counted on anymore. This guy has been injured since day one. Every year he deals with injuries. He's missed an entire season pretty much. He's missed a majority of this season already. I mean, it's really a joke. It just gets to a point where you're wasting your time. And you know what's the worst part about it is? He's untradeable now. Whereas you might be able to get something if you had him healthy, because he's really an excellent glue guy. He's not ever going to be a great scorer, but man, you want him because he can defend, he can facilitate, he can handle the ball and run the offense for you. He's just not a scorer. That's the only thing, and he'll never be a scorer, but everything else he does at a high level. He's a really good player in that sense, but unfortunately, dude, your body can't stay together at all. It just gets to a point where it's ridiculous. And I'm at a point where I don't even want to hear about him anymore. Because it's just, we're done already. How many more injuries do you have to sustain for us to, be convinced that you are not reliable? Every single time. By the way, don't forget to give us a thumbs up while you're watching the broadcast there on YouTube. And make sure you spread the word out there. We do want to remind you that the show is proudly brought to you by Craig Zins, Acura, Pembroke Pines, the finest dealership in the business. No better Acura dealership in the country, man. I'm telling you, and it's right here in your backyard at 15601 Pines Boulevard, just off of I-75 in Pines. And right now, 2020 models, the ILX is 209, the TLX 249, RDX 339, MDX 349, only $29.99 do it signing, plus tax tag and registration, folks. Tell them that Big O sent you. I promise you they're going to take care of you, baby, at Craig Zins, Acura of Pembroke Pines.